And what's so crazy, a lot of y'all probably are clapping your hands applauding this shit. Like championing this shit right here. This is crazy, bro. She's doing the chick that's drunk at the club face. What is she doing here? This is the ratchet tongue. She's doing the ratchet tongue, bro. The ratchet tongue, man. Y'all don't remember when Cardi B was doing that fucking shit on Vine all the time? Yes, the ratchet tongue. Folks, we gotta do better, man. Like, this was something that kids would do. Like, her children. You feel me? Like, why are you guys up doing this type of stuff and you guys are supposed to be elected? She's supposed to be an elected official. Like an elected person, right? Or a person that works in the government. Shouldn't she be working with more maturity? Like, this is crazy, bro. But like I said, it's so many of y'all out there that saw this and was like, oh yeah, you go girl. Not realizing how bad this makes us look when it comes to being like a politician and running the country and stuff like this. Like, when you have a mature mind and you're a leader and all of that stuff, you're not even thinking about doing no shit like this. You ain't got time for it, bro. What if Trump came out with some shit like this, bro? Oh my gosh. That would be crazy, bro. That would be crazy. But I'm done. I want to hear from y'all. Are you guys enthralled by this? Like, are you guys enthused, happy? You know, is this exciting for you? Is this awesome? You know, is this tea? Or what, I don't know what y'all call it nowadays, but is this something good to y'all? Y'all let me know if I'm tripping or if I'm reaching. Please. The ins and outs.
You're not tripping, brother.
I agree with what he's saying. Imagine these being your elected officials. Like, no other demographic got their elected officials dancing and hooting and hollering.
Oh, has Jasmine Crockett got exposed all over X lately? It's been getting bad. So, turns out, Jasmine, not even from the hood. Like she make it seem like.
Bro, you think a person from the hood is smart enough to go to law school and graduate?
Yes, brother.
Yeah. I'd say maybe 5% of them.
I think you might be delusional. It might be 0.5% of them. Maybe 0.2. Maybe 5. Anyway, yeah. Anyways, we ain't gonna. But I mean, hey, man, this is just another black politician acting like she black from the Democrat Party. We already know who did that.
She puts on this act, and I've said it before. When she talks smart and slow and articulate, I don't think she's that bad. But when she get to hooting and hollering and ooh.
We have a video where she turns it on and off. But like, why do they do that? Like her and Kamala did the same exact shit.
Kamala not even black. Well, the fact that she's black and she acts like that is what disturbs me. That's what pisses me off. I don't give a damn what Kamala do. Do whatever you want to.
She went to a school that had tuition. Wow. That is insane.
Tuition?
Yes.
Private
$35,000 a year.
She cringes me so much. Jasmine Crockett just cringes me.
Hold on. She went to a private school with tuition.
Yes.
Most private schools have tuition. But not that much. Private.
If we want to be technical, you know, hey, you got more privilege than me.
I know what you're going to say, brother.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That's more than it costs for me to go to UL out of state tuition.
So she don't even know what it's really like.
I didn't even pay tuition, but that was more than what it was when I saw my tuition waiver go on there.
$35,000.
That's a lot of money.
Then we scream about oppression. You was able to have a school tuition,
bro. It seemed like a lot of people that got a lot of money. They the ones screaming oppression. You don't know the niggas are the problem.
She went to a private school, college, $55,000 a year.
I'm not gonna lie, but that happens.
Was she on scholarship though? Do we know?
I mean, look, I don't matter, bro. I'm gonna keep it. That happens a lot. A lot of people that are come up financially good. They trying to go back to their roots. Like I know a lot of people that grew up in predominantly white areas in the suburbs. Then they try to go to HBCUs and shit like that just to they need trying to be with their people and shit like this. Oh, black people, they oppressed and they down. But nigga, you ain't never been in the hood. You don't know what niggas go through.
But to argue the counterpoint,
I don't even think you have to be from the hood to know what.
Yeah, they got probably family members.
You don't have to be from the hood. You still black.
I'm gonna keep it 100 though, bro. Y'all know how I grew up. I did not grow up in the hood. I grew up in a mixed family. Dad from Ghana. I went to private school and elementary school. And when I was older, I thought the same thing about black people because that is what you're taught to think, though, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like, if everybody who's black is telling you the things that we talk about every day, it's a culture problem. That's why people who are not from the hood and do these things to act like they're from the hood, or not even that, but just go right. Like all the things you were just saying. They do that because they feel like it makes them more black.
I'm gonna keep it 100. It gives them the approval of people. I'm gonna keep it 100, man. I grew up in the hood till I was in like 3rd grade. We had bullet holes in my back window. Then we moved to the suburb, and I realized something. My houses that my friends in the hood had versus the houses that my friends had when I moved to the suburb, there was a night and day difference. And I remember when I started to get older, I started to make a decision. I said, what life do I want to have when I get older? This one or that one?
Simple.
And I just made a decision. I said, well, I know all that ghetto hood shit is going to give me that life. And the suburban shit's going to give me this life. Well, this is an easy choice for me. Shit.
The subculture.
Easy choice for me.
Thomas Sowell, he summed the whole thing up.
It makes it really worse than me.
And she embraces the subculture, even though she doesn't actually live in the subculture. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is an example of a successful black woman. She don't have to, you know.
But like, bro,
it's enabling to do that to
I
black
keep it
people.
100. My mom is from the hood, and she's a lawyer. Self-made, had her own practice, all that. She does not act like this at all. My mother and her are in the same sorority.
Because she really from that, and she not. That's what makes it worse. If you're not from that, stop acting like you're from that. I mean, bro, these politicians that act like that, they're all gonna get exposed.
I won't even say my mom
She
from the
gonna
hood.
get exposed, bro.
She just went to black schools around black people.
Whatever
no private
happens
school.
in the dark is gonna come to light.
Yeah.
You can't. This is bad, bro. Like it gets really bad right here.
Absolutely. First of all, it's good to see you in the new year. You know, no one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now it looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress. It's just not what my plan was. But what I've always decided is that I would step up when there was a need. Listen, he up there, he's spewing all kinds of nonsense and bullshit. Let me just be real. And we weren't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't, you know. But when she called me and said, I think it's time for me to retire, and you're the one that I believe should take my seat, I really was kind of caught off guard. I didn't anticipate that.
White girl voice.
If anyone knows anything about the congresswoman,
See, but that's the
they
problem
know.
right there.
We showed up, and if he had some sense, then maybe we would have been about that life. But y'all know he ain't got no sense. So please give some love. This took a little bit of coordinating to do for sure. We got some cool shirts. You know, the congressional seat is over 4 times as large as my House seat. And I was just starting to get into the rhythm of doing constituent services and things like that. We got Madam Williams, who just happens to have the honorary seat. It's not even honorary because she's holding it down, y'all. But the legend himself, John Lewis, that is the seat in which she currently serves. So she honored his legacy.
That thing you just said, but we gotta eliminate that.
Yeah.
She sounds white. She sounds black. Then that means all black people talk dumb.
Yeah, no,
that is essentially saying that.
I'll tell you what she sounds. She sounds articulate, and she sounds like she's using slang to be young. And I feel like when you're supposed to be in Congress, there's a certain standard that should be had. Like if I saw Byron
don't
acting
act
like that, I wouldn't be.
Wesley don't act like that.
Yeah, if I saw them act like that, I wouldn't.
There's
like
some real stand-up niggas.
Like you know what I'm saying? They some real stand-up guys. They talk articulately.
They the same everywhere.
They carry themselves with dignity and respect. I feel like when you carry yourself in the manner that she carries herself, I just can't respect that. Like you're supposed to be an elected official, the standard of what it is to represent Congress. You out here using slang and dancing and it's just completely unserious to me. It's like I just can't take you serious. So like when you get on TV and start yelling and pointing your finger with your long nails and whatnot, it's like
you're feeding the stereotype.
Like you're literally feeding the stereotype.
And she seems like the only one that does that though.
And you know what's crazy?
Kamala.
You know what's crazy? She's trying to feed the stereotype when everything about her life is anti-stereotype. Like you're a highly educated, affluent woman with all these achievements, yet you lower yourself to this standard, and I can't get behind it, man.
But I'm telling you, it goes back to what I was saying. It's because she do that to still feel black, because black people will accept that type of behavior.
Her crowd and where she's getting voted at.
Yeah.
So
she got to appeal to her audience.
She's trying to appeal to that audience. That's what makes it bad too.
She hitting the Kamala or the Hillary. You got hot sauce in your purse?
Yeah, that's bad, bro. So that's another.
Is it working?
Another another person of power making black
people.
Are
we sure first of all? Are we sure
that she went to? This is a fact, bro.
Yes.
Is it a fact?
Yes. Well, why would it be fake?
You know, we just looking on
her college is a private college. I looked it up. Rhodes College is a private college.
We just looking on X. You know what I'm saying?
I looked it up on Google.
Yes, this is a thing.
Break the game, but you can't fake it.
Damn, son.
You could do the same thing right now.
Yeah. Oh, they tweaked out with that video. That was super bad.
Hold on. But like,
all right, I'm about to Google it. That
it's
way,
just
you keep asking
unserious,
questions,
bro. You know.
Yeah, it's
I
just
think that video of her dancing is like the least amount of bad.
I can't, you know,
it's this stuff that's the you know.
Y'all might sound weird for this, but because she went to a private school, you don't know who her family is, though. You don't know what she had behind closed doors.
Well, how'd you
Where's that
But
school?
that's what I'm saying.
I know.
But if you went
Here
to
it is right here.
school-
She attended Mary Institute in country day school.
If you went to a
Private
good
school.
why scream white privilege?
When you was there with them.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what I'm saying. You was at private school.
No, that's fair. That's a fair take. But I can't say
It's
what
white
she
people,
is and what she's
it's
not.
white
though,
people
but that's
that
how it
did
is.
not
What do
get
you
that
mean?
privilege that you got. So why scream? You have white people have a privilege when you got a privilege that a lot of white people didn't have.
Because she's trying to please the black people.
That's a problem.
That's what I'm telling
That's a
you.
problem.
Yeah, no,
And,
we're not-
that's
no.
the problem in America because that's how they controlling black people and that's how they keeping black people down.
Yes.
It's because you can then misuse words like oppression. There has been no oppression for the white man in this country. You tell me which white men were dragged out of their homes. You tell me which one
Are those
of them
Gucci earrings?
got dragged all the way
Chanel.
across an ocean and told that you are going to go and work. We are going to steal your
ocean.
wives. We are going to rape your wives. That didn't happen. That is oppression. We didn't ask to be here. We not the same migrants that y'all constantly come up against. We didn't run away from home. We were stolen.
You was sold.
So yeah, we are going to sit here and be offended when you want to sit here and act like and don't let it escape you that it is white men on this side of the aisle telling us, people of color on this side of the aisle,
I hate that term.
that y'all are the ones being oppressed, that y'all are the ones that are being harmed.
Are you?
It's because you can then
Are you being oppressed?
Everything about her life is anti-oppression. Like the opportunity, you were able to go to a private elementary school through high school, then graduate from there and attend a private college. Also, if you guys don't know this, private schools have higher tuition than a public school. So you were able to do that, afford that, and go from there and get into law school.
Congresswoman.
Now you're a congresswoman.
That's a millionaire.
You talking about
That's
oppression? I just can't take this shit serious. Like you gotta really like. I feel like rather than preach this message of oppression, you should be preaching a message of what's possible if you apply yourself.
Overcoming.
Like
that's what.
But
that's
what did you
Byron
overcome?
is.
You wasn't. That's the thing. She can't because she didn't have to. Like, I'm not gonna say she didn't have to overcome anything, but I mean,
Yeah, we don't
she was
know
at a
about
private school just like the white folks. She's sitting here shitting on.
I bet most of them white folks she shit on probably went to public school.
Exactly. I was gonna say every white person is not rich. Like, there's plenty of white people who are also struggling too. You know, it's just like I don't know.
She just feel
I
like
just-
the people that's in there, them white people is the racist white
I
people.
just can't
Which
get
people?
behind her whole
The people that's
messaging,
in the
bro.
Congress.
But how she? I don't think she knows that though. I think that
She
that's
just
something
wanna-
that's-
she
if
just
she
wanna
believes
scream.
this in her mind,
It is-
then
that's
this
bad.
is just like something that
Sickening.
she's been having in her mind forever.
I'm gonna keep it to
Because
keep it
of
100
the
to a
media
certain
and stuff like
extent.
that.
I don't think she believes that shit because, like,
She might.
She
like,
might do, bro.
like, let's keep it 100. Like at these private schools, she probably had white teachers. At this private college, she probably had white professors. So if white people so bad and they gave you the education
I
and
mean-
let you come to that university, like what? Then
She
you
probably
going
felt
on all
like
these-
she was so much, probably the minority.
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
She
so
probably-
if white people so
that
bad,
might
what
be
about
her
But listen
perspective,
though.
probably,
What
you know?
about the white people that's on her side? Are those just good white people?
No, I know that's facts. That's facts.
Like-
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why she
Let's
do
interview
that.
her. Let's interview her. We're interviewing. We'll get down to it.
Because like I
don't
grew
think-
up around all
probably
racist
won't come on.
type
I
of
don't
people.
think
I
she
mean,
would
not
want
racist,
to sit on
racist,
a
but
show with us.
I grew up around all type of race of people, so I never really had the race problem until I really got older and hearing it on TV.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
honest
it's
with you.
different.
You
it's
were
different
told to be
circumstances.
offended.
Because I mean, a lot of kids that move into like, if say you move into a predominantly white school and you get there in high school, you didn't know those kids in elementary and middle school. A lot of those times you are gonna feel like
Yeah, you
you're
will be
like-
different. You
you're-
will.
You're gonna feel like you're out.
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
I can
that's
see
true.
that.
And if
That's
that's
true.
the situation,
That's probably
maybe that's what
her
happened. with her.
perspective.
That's true.
maybe.
But
I don't
again,
know.
though, hold on. But is that racism or is that just how it is? They have a culture there at that school, and someone who's not in that culture comes in,
Yeah.
they'll stand out. Same thing if a black person who only grew or a white person who grew up in a good school, then he goes to a black school, they all go raw him out, and it's gonna be the same thing.
But
yeah,
that's what-
it's not racism.
but
it's
guess
just
what?
how it. That's
Niggas
basic
can't
knowledge.
comprehend that.
That's why I said
If you go to India right now, they're all gonna be like, "You're weird." Because
Yes.
they have a different culture.
People-
if you go to
you can't
UK
comprehend that.
right now, you know it's everyone.
Exactly. That happens everywhere.
But we went to school with all type of people, so I feel like probably our mindset is more different than some
Nah,
people.
bro. I went to a all white high school.
But I mean, you was there for a little minute though.
Yeah.
So what does that mean though?
I ain't gonna lie. His high school was 10, 15 minutes from mine. His high school and my school, completely different demographics. Completely.
It just, I don't know, bro.
Who knows? Who really
Like,
knows? But I mean,
I guess it's just a different perspective that I don't have.
People that are in the suburbs, that grew up in suburban areas, that are black, they just want to be black so bad.
Right.
And I feel
Because
like
all the other black people make them feel like they're not black because they don't live in the hood and they're not
I'm gonna keep it 100 though. I'm gonna keep it 100 though. He's right though, because I used to run like I told you, I used to live in the hood, then I moved to the suburbs, right? But when I was in high school, I ran track for this summer track team called the East Side Steppers. We practiced on East Side Oklahoma City at Millwood High School, predominantly black high school, predominantly black side of town. I remember the kids on the team, like, cause I went to high school in Edmond, which is like the suburb where me and him from. Like, people would act like we just had it better than them. It's like, bro, I just live in a different area and go to a different school than you. Like,
well, you do got it better than them technically though, because they in the hood and you not.
I guess, yeah.
But that's all.
But why is that though? Because of the culture that you were raised in was different than the culture they were raised in. Your parents knew that we not finna live up. We finna move over here and we finna do this like this. And they will call you whitewashed for that.
Yeah, that's true.
That could be a school problem.
That's true.
Too,
that what he just said, he hit the nail on the head.
They will call you white if you do not do what they want you to do.
They will make fun of you for that.
Yeah, it's just a perspective thing, though, man. Because if
Yeah,
you look
I feel
at
like
the whole world,
It is a perspective thing.
you in the best situation you could possibly be in.
Yeah.
Let us know what y'all
I
think
live-
in the comments, though, guys. Man, I mean, this is pretty crazy, though.